What up, guys? This is Chivo Guides, back here again with another achievement guide. Today we're going to be focused on the all-in-one achievement guide for Powerwash Simulator. This game is published by Square Enix Collective and it's developed by FuturLab. The game is available on Xbox, Xbox Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass PC, and also Steam. It has achievements in each of the versions. The Xbox and the Steam versions do have achievements, so this will work for either of them. This game is $24.99 at full price. However, it just got added to Xbox Game Pass a few weeks ago. So if you have an Xbox Game Pass membership or Xbox Game Pass PC membership, you can go ahead and download it and follow this achievement guide. In terms of completion time, the average person is completing this game in about 40 to 50 hours for 1000 G. Now, as of right now, no version has been announced for PlayStation, but if a PlayStation version comes out eventually, you'll also be able to follow this guide to get a platinum trophy. But for right now, it's only available on Xbox and PC. In this video, I'm going to go over every single missable achievement in the game. I recently uploaded over 40 video guides for the game covering each of the achievements individually, but I wanted to make an all-in-one video guide for those that prefer one video. I'm going to be timestamping each achievement. We're going to be starting off at the beginning of the career mode, and nearly all of these achievements in this video should be in order in which the levels are played in the career. Keep in mind, most of the jobs in the game do have a missable achievement related to it. However, there are a few jobs that do not have any achievements related to it. Now, before we dive into the achievement videos, I'm going to spend a few minutes teaching you guys the tips and tricks just in case you just got started on the game. It's going to be a lot of help for you guys to know the basics, but also some tips and tricks to be able to get this game done a lot faster. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start off with the tips and tricks. If you want to skip to the guide for the first achievement, go ahead and skip to the next timestamp. Alright, first things first, basics. We can change our nozzles by pressing LB or RB. You can tell which nozzle you have on based off of its color. The nozzle distinguishes what type of spray comes out of your pressure washer. Some of the sprays cover more ground, but they're less powerful. Basically, the smaller the coverage area, the powerful the nozzle is. You could also hold Y to check out your different nozzles. This is another way to change them. Maybe you want to select a specific one. So you could either use LB and RB or hold Y. Now, for right now, I'm going to go ahead and select the white nozzle. This has the widest spray out of all of the nozzles, so it's going to cover the most ground. However, it's the least powerful. So it'll work on standard dirt, but it's not going to work on the harder dirt like rust, algae, things like that. Next tip, you can rotate your nozzle by pressing left trigger. This can help target specific areas, and it can really add some strategy to your power washing. Again, left trigger rotates your nozzle from it either spraying horizontally or vertically. Next, I want to show you guys your most powerful nozzle. The game refers to it as the red nozzle, but if you hold Y, it clearly looks orange. Anyhow, we're going to call it the red nozzle. As you can see, it doesn't cover as much ground, but it's definitely the most powerful. So if you find yourself not being able to take off some particular dirt, then you can use the red nozzle. It's much more powerful, and it's sure to go ahead and power wash off anything. Next, if you hold X, you can see your extensions. You're going to have to buy these extensions at first, but eventually you'll have a long extension and a short extension. The long extension is obviously going to give you more reach, enabling you to spray areas that are further away or even higher up. And in some jobs, you'll find yourself really close to the thing that you're trying to spray, and maybe your gun is too long, and that's when you can go ahead and use the short extension, so that way you can go ahead and have enough room to still be able to spray what's in front of you. Next, I want to talk about liquids. You can hold B to access your liquid menu, and this is how you're going to select which liquid you're using. Now, I want to point out, the liquids are specific to the soap dispenser. These liquids aren't actually used for the regular power washer. Again, the liquids are for the soap dispenser, not the regular washer. If you're wondering how to use the soap dispenser, it's a nozzle that you end up purchasing for your power washer. So you can go to the shop and you can purchase the soap dispenser nozzle. Just know, to be able to use this, you're going to need liquids, and liquids cost money. The soap nozzle costs $75, so you'll need to invest in that, and then after the fact, each liquid's going to run about $10 each, and there's specific liquids for each type of material in the game. At first, I recommend buying all the liquids that you can. Really, the only thing that I spent money on in this game was the liquids. At least so far during my playthrough, I never really bought any cosmetics or anything like that. I just bought the nozzles and extensions at first, and then after that, I'm just buying liquids. Now, every time you look at a new object or surface, it's going to tell you what type of material it is on the upper left-hand corner. So, as you can see, most of the stuff in the skate park takes multi-purpose cleaner. It says multi-purpose in orange. Also, on the lower left-hand corner, it shows which type of liquid you have loaded in orange. So both say multi-purpose, so this is going to work perfect. We're going to be able to clear large areas of dirt with the soap dispenser. It is easily the best way to clear large amounts of dirt. You can get jobs done a lot faster using the soap dispenser. The only thing is that you do need that liquid. And eventually, even if you have money to afford more, the shop will run out of liquid, which will give you no choice but to use your regular power washer. But I recommend using the soap dispenser and the liquids as much as you can, to the point where they're sold out. Now, if you find that your soap dispenser stops working, that's probably because you need to refill your bottle. As you can see, it says refill cleaning liquid on the bottom. You press left trigger to load another bottle, and then you'll be able to start spraying stuff again. But just keep in mind, eventually you're going to run out of liquid and you'll have to purchase more, at least if it's in stock. Again, if the liquid is out of stock, you're going to have to proceed with the job as normal with the regular pressure washer. But yeah, this can save you a ton of time, guys. In the first few missions, I didn't even realize there was a soap dispenser, and I was taking like 2 hours per mission, because obviously I'm trying to get the 5 stars and get the 100%, and you know, these missions take some time. But man, if I would have known about the soap dispenser earlier, I would have saved myself a ton of time on some of these jobs. Now, as you can see, the multi-purpose cleaner is not cleaning this rail. It cleaned underneath it, but not the actual metal part. And that's because if you point at it, it says that it's made of metal. So to clean this rail, we're going to need to change our liquid to the metal cleaner. So you hold B to pop up your liquids, and you're going to change your liquid. And as long as you have some in your inventory, you can go ahead and switch it to metal, and we're going to be able to clean this rail, at least the metal part, a lot easier. The soap dispenser can really help, especially with tricky objects like railings for stairs or pipes, or objects that are complex that need to be accessed from a lot of different angles. It also really helps for large flat surfaces, because you can cover a lot of ground with the soap dispenser in a short amount of time. Of course, if you have the liquid available. Now, on to my next tip, finding that little piece of dirt that you're missing to go ahead and complete the cleaning on a particular section. First and foremost, if you look on the upper left-hand corner, it shows which item you're focusing on and on whether it's fully clean or not. As you clean the object or surface, that bar is going to start depleting. And once you clean enough of it, it's going to fully clean that object or section. Now, you may be wondering, why does it keep turning orange? That's because if you press right on your D-pad, it'll show you all the dirt in the level. And that can really help you find that missing piece of dirt that you need to go ahead and fully clean an object. Next, I want to talk about aim mode. Now, traditionally to play this game and power wash anything, you're going to be aiming with a combination of your left and right sticks. However, if you press up on the D-pad, you can enter aim mode, and that's going to allow you to shoot your power washer like this. Now, in my experience, if you play this game a lot in one session, you can really get yourself motion sick. I can't remember any games I ever got motion sick off of. This has to be the first one, but the first day I played this game, I got very motion sick. And I actually looked it up online, and there's actually quite a lot of people that complain about getting motion sick from this game. So much that they made a feature to prevent it, and that is aim mode. Again, to enter aim mode, you press up on the D-pad. If you want to exit out of aim mode, you're going to press up on the D-pad once again. So this tip is mostly specific for those that are getting motion sick off of the game, or maybe you just prefer aim mode, or maybe you want to do some detailed art with your pressure washer, so you want to know how to use aim mode. Next, I want to give you a tip that's going to hopefully prevent you from getting sore fingers or a sore hand from holding down that spray button all the time, and that is the auto spray. To activate auto spray, you want to press left on the D-pad, and it's going to automatically spray your pressure washer, basically making it so you don't have to hold down the right trigger the whole level. If you want to turn off the auto spray, you can go ahead and press left on the D-pad again, and it's going to toggle it off. But yeah, personally, I found this feature very useful. The D-pad actually has a lot of useful features, as aim mode, it has the auto spray, and the show dirt. Again, to show dirt, you press right on the D-pad, and that'll make it so all the dirt left in the level will glow orange. Again, this really helps when you're nearly finished spraying an object, but there's still some dirt and maybe you can't find it. Go ahead and press right on the D-pad, it'll glow orange, making it a lot easier to finish that object or surface. Next thing I want to talk about is ladders. Every level has a ladder and a stool. To use them, you need to walk up to them, get within a couple feet, and you're going to press down to pick up that ladder or stool. Once it's picked up, it's going to show you all the locations that you can set it down. You're going to go close to one of those blue locations. Once it turns orange, you can press down on the D-pad to set the ladder or stool right there. This is exactly how you get to those hard to reach places, or maybe on top of a house, on top of a playground, whatever it is. You want to make sure that you take advantage of your ladder. This will definitely help with the hard to reach places. Alright guys, so that's going to cover all the tips and tricks I have for you guys. Now we're going to go ahead and start diving into the achievements, starting off with the Specialist Achievement, which is for completing a special job. This is not related to the career mode, so we're just going to go ahead and knock this out before we get into the career mode. We do have other achievements outside of career mode. Specifically for challenge mode, we're going to end up needing to play 5 challenges and get 5 gold medals in challenge mode. However, I recommend saving those for after you complete the career mode because you'll be a lot more skilled. It'll be a lot easier to get those gold medals because they're actually a bit difficult. So, go to the special missions and we're going to clean the Mars rover. Press that, we're going to go ahead and start up the job. This is the one that I decided to try to get my achievement for completing a special mission. That's that Specialist Achievement we're working on. You don't have to complete any other special missions except for one, at least if you're into getting the achievements. There's no achievements related to completing any other special missions. I think cleaning the rover is pretty self-explanatory. You're going to kind of walk around it, make sure you're shooting it from all angles. Always keep in mind, you can press right on the D-pad if you want to show the dirt. That will have all the remaining dirt glow orange, really helping you pick out those missing dirty spots. Now, eventually you're going to get to a point in the mission where you're going to have your last few items in your to-do list on the upper left-hand corner. As you can see, my to-do list says I only have one more item left in this mission, and that is the mystery hatch. Well, I ended up spending quite a lot of time trying to search every inch of this rover, trying to find the secret hatch on the rover. Turns out this secret hatch isn't even on the rover. What you want to do is you want to stand in front of the rover in the direction that it's facing, and we're going to walk straight ahead from the rover over to the left. We're going to end up seeing a secret hatch with a gnome. We need to make sure to clean the secret hatch off to be able to complete this mission. And as you can imagine, after we spray off this secret hatch, we'll finish our to-do list, completing the job. Not only that, but unlocking our achievement called Specialist worth 30 gamer score for completing our first special job. There we go, that's the secret hatch. Hopefully I helped you guys find it. Let me know, were you guys having trouble finding that hatch? Alright guys, next we're going to dive into the career mode. Ultimately our goal is to finish the career mode. Again, the average person's taking about 40 to 50 hours to complete the career mode and get all of the missable achievements along the way. Every time you complete a mission to 100%, you're going to get a 5-star. There are a total of 38 levels in the career, totaling up for 190 stars. Again, in this all-in-one video, these missable achievement guides should be in order. If you need help with any specific one, you can always skip to that timestamp, but we're going to start off by cleaning the van only using the red nozzle. This is our first missable achievement, so make sure you change it to the red nozzle, and we need to fully clean this van only using this nozzle. Keep in mind that if you end up missing any of these achievements, you can retry going for them. However, you will need to complete that level in career to be able to unlock it in free play. That way you could try the achievement again. This applies to all the missable achievements in the game. But basically we need to change it to the red nozzle. It does look kind of orange, but basically this is your strongest nozzle. Make sure to not use any other nozzles on the van, as the achievement is for completely cleaning the van using only the red nozzle. And that's pretty much it guys, you just want to meticulously clean this van using the red nozzle. Obviously the red nozzle doesn't cover as much distance, but it is the most powerful nozzle, so it's sure to get off any rough dirt. This achievement should only take about 10 minutes or so to clean the van using that red nozzle. Now we do need to get 100% on the mission. It does say completely clean the van, so you want to keep cleaning every single part until the full van is finished. When you're looking at an object or a surface, it will show you what part that is on the upper left hand corner. When playing this game, I try to focus part by part, making sure I clean the full thing. Also, if you find that you're not at 100% yet and you can't find the missing dirt, you can press right on the D-pad and any dirt that's still left will glow orange. And that's pretty much all the tips that I have for you guys in terms of getting this easy missable achievement. As you can see, I just popped it right there. You should also be getting another achievement worth 10 gamer score called Starting Out for completing your first job. Alright, next one we're going to be going for is on the second job that you get in the career mode. This is the back garden job. To unlock this achievement, we must complete all 12 stepping stones first in the backyard mission. The backyard is the second mission in the game, and it does have a missable achievement related to it, so make sure that you clean off the stepping stones first. If you clean any other objects off first to 100%, you're going to ruin the achievement and you'll have to complete the job and wait to play again in free play, as the game does not allow you to restart any jobs. So just make sure that when you're going for the achievements in this game, especially the missable ones, that you check to see if a level has an achievement related to it before you move on. Because again, if you were to wash off the wrong thing, you'd have to complete the job to 100% to be able to unlock it in free play, as all the levels or missions are not unlocked right away in free play. So hopefully you noticed the achievement or this video before you started cleaning this level. If so, just make sure that you wash off the 12 stepping stones first, and you'll be sure to get an easy achievement or trophy for doing so. Each stone is its own object, so you want to go ahead and wash the stone until it goes to 100%, turns blue, and gives you the sound that notifies you that it is complete. Also, with these achievements that have you spray certain objects first, don't freak out if you accidentally spray something that's not the object. For instance, I accidentally sprayed a few of these bricks. It's completely fine as long as you don't finish cleaning an object to 100% that's not related to the achievement, you'll be fine. So I can spray the bricks accidentally. As long as I don't fully clean the bricks, I won't ruin the achievement. So you don't have to be too meticulous with it to where like you're freaking out on whether you sprayed something else accidentally. You just have to make sure that you didn't fully clean anything else accidentally first. Aside from that, just wash off these last few stones and we'll end up unlocking a super easy achievement, as long as you were aware of it, called First Steps worth 10 gamer score for cleaning all 12 stepping stones in the backyard first. Alright, at this point I believe we've unlocked 3 jobs. We can clean the dirt bike, the playground, and the bungalow. Now I recommend cleaning the dirt bike and getting your 5 stars on it. After that you want to jump back into the video guide because we're going to be working on the bungalow job. We have an achievement on the bungalow job for cleaning the gutters last. It's called Gutted, worth 30 gamer score. There are 4 gutters on this house, and we need to avoid cleaning them until we have cleaned every other piece or surface on this house. Now, hopefully you're watching this video before you started this level. If for some reason you already started it and maybe you messed up the achievement, after you complete this job, you'll be able to play it again via free play mode. Now, my first tip to cleaning everything and avoiding the gutters is going to be taking out your soap nozzle and make sure you change your liquid to the wood cleaner. The wood cleaner is going to clean most of the outside of the house, but it's not going to clean the gutters, as the gutters are made of metal material. So this is going to be a good way to get to the gutters without cleaning them too much. Again, you want to use the soap nozzle with the wood cleaner. But also, it's no big deal if you decide to use any of your nozzles, as you can spray these gutters a little bit. You just have to make sure you don't completely clean them. Now, this level is a few jobs into the game, so by now you should be familiar with the fact that when you get to the end of the level, it's going to pop up with the to-do list with your last few items. We want to make sure we clean everything around this house, all of the objects and surfaces except for the gutters, and once you reach about 95 to 100%, you're going to get that to-do list showing you your last few items to clean. Now, ultimately, our goal here is to have the 4 gutters, our last items on the to-do list. The gutters are located at the edge of the roof, so it's a long piece of metal that catches all the water. Again, it's on the edge of the roof, so you're going to have to clean the part on the edge, and then there's also an extension that goes down and takes all the water to the floor. Again, there's a total of 4 gutters. We need to make sure we do not completely clean them until we have cleaned everything else around the house. I do want to point out it's fine to spray them a little bit. A matter of fact, you're going to have to, especially to spray the walls behind the gutters where they drop down. It's okay to spray them. You just need to make sure you don't fully clean them until everything else is clean. So don't freak out if you spray the gutters a little bit. It's no big deal. Just make sure that you don't fully clean it until everything else is clean. Once everything else is clean around the house, we can start cleaning these gutters. Just make sure that towards the end of the job, you take a look at the to-do list. It's going to show you the last few items you need to clean. For me, it was the bricks, the post, and then the 4 gutters. So I just found the missing dirt on the post, and I'm trying to find the missing dirt on the bricks. There we go. Quick tip, if you need to find missing dirt, you can press right on the D-pad and all of the missing dirt is going to glow orange. At this point, the only thing I had left on the to-do list was the 4 gutters, so I could start cleaning them. It actually takes quite a lot to clean them to 100%, because you have to clean the bottom of them, you have to clean the extension that drops down, and then you also have to get on the roof and spray the inside of them. So we're going to have to access these gutters from a few angles, but first and foremost, you need to make sure you clean everything else around the house. And again, once you get that final to-do list, we should only have the 4 gutters left. Once you get to that point, you're going to start working on all 4, clean the bottom, clean the top from the roof, and then clean the extension that drops down, and you should get that ding when they're fully clean. After you clean all 4 gutters, you should be unlocking your achievement. After you completely clean all 4 gutters, you should be unlocking the gutted achievement worth 30 gamer score for completing the bungalow gutters last. Alright guys, next we're going to work on 2 easy achievements that aren't necessarily related to any levels, but purchasing stuff. And we've completed a few jobs and we have a little bit of money, so let's go ahead and knock these out. Those being Soap Connoisseur and Fully Equipped. You can easily get both of these achievements after the first mission, after you clean the van to 100%. You should have a total of $150. That's going to be enough to get both of these achievements, starting off with Soap Connoisseur. After you clean the van, all you gotta do is go to the shop, go to cleaning liquids, and purchase 1 of each liquid. This is going to unlock the Soap Connoisseur achievement worth 10 gamer score. Again, the achievement is for purchasing 1 of each of these liquids in a shopping session, so just make sure to purchase 1 of each. Make sure you don't buy any extras because we can't afford to mess anything up right here. We're going to be using every single dollar we have. And next we can go ahead and work on our next missable or miscellaneous achievement called Fully Equipped. This is for owning the Prime Vista 1500 and 3 of its attachments. This power washer is actually the one that you start off with in the beginning of the game, so you want to go to the shop and go to the equipment tab, and what we want to do is purchase the top 3 attachments or nozzles. You should be able to afford all of those, unlocking the Fully Equipped achievement worth 10 gamer score. And next we're going to dive back into career mode, and this time we're going to go ahead and start the playground job. This missable achievement is unlocked on the playground job, and to unlock it, we need to roll the football or soccer up the Stego slide. If you happen to already pass this mission in the game, you can go back and access it via the free play mode. And once you get into the playground level, what you want to do is bring the football or soccer up to the beginning of the Stegoscore slide, and you want to position it right in front of the mat. We're going to use our strongest nozzle, which is going to be the red nozzle. Also, I recommend crouching down, maybe even all the way to the floor. And what you want to do is shoot the bottom of the ball to get it up on this mat. We need to get it right in front of the slide. And again, you want to shoot the bottom of the ball to go ahead and have it hop a little bit. Once you get it on the slide, you want to make sure you keep hitting it with your power washer consistently. And we're going to start to walk towards the football or soccer until it gets all the way to the top of the slide. And at this point, you should be unlocking your Stegoscore Achievement worth 10 gamer score for getting the football or soccer up the Stegoscore slide. Alright guys, so next we want to go to the detached house job, and we're going to work on an achievement called Pave the Way. This achievement is unlocked in the detached house job, and to unlock it, we need to complete the pathway, driveway, and driveway edges first. So hopefully you're watching this video before you started this job. If by any chance you already played the level and you didn't start off with the driveway edges, and pathway, after you complete this job, you will unlock it in free play, so you'll be able to go back to free play and try this again. But you need to be starting this job brand new, either in the career mode or in free play, and we need to start off by focusing on the 3 surfaces that the achievement specifies. Again, that is the pathway, driveway, and driveway edges. Now, let's start off with the pathway. The pathway is the one that's going from the sidewalk to the front door. Next, we have the driveway. That's fairly obvious. The driveway is leading up to the garage, but we also need to clean the driveway edges, which are these blue bricks that are laid on the side of the driveway. So, just make sure to clean the pathway, the driveway, and then the blue bricks on the side of the driveway. After you clear all 3 of those surfaces to 100%, you'll unlock the Pave the Way achievement worth 10 gamer score. I also want to clarify that if you spray any other objects or surfaces on accident, it's no big deal as long as you don't clean anything else to 100%. So you may accidentally, spray the garage or spray the stairs by the pathway. That's fine, just don't clean them to 100% and you'll still unlock this achievement. Also, there are other achievements that are like this that require you to clean certain objects or surfaces first before anything else. In these situations, you can use your soap nozzle with the liquid that's specific to the surface that you're trying to clean. For instance, this is a stone surface, so if we were to get out our soap sprayer, we would be able to clear a lot of this much faster than using one of our nozzles. Unfortunately, I was out of liquids, so I wasn't able to clean it using the soap nozzle, but if you have some stone cleaner in stock, you can definitely clear it a lot faster using that. Not only that, but it's not going to accidentally spray the garage or the steps because it's not wood cleaner. At this point, we should have 2 new jobs, one for the shoe house and one for the golf cart. I recommend starting up the golf cart, get that one knocked out with 5 stars, and then we're going to go ahead and resume on the shoe house, as we have a missable achievement related to this one, and that is the Soul Task Achievement, and to unlock it, we need to complete the sole of the shoe last. Now, if you've already played or started this mission, and maybe you already cleaned the sole of the shoe, you can go ahead and replay this mission via free play, but you would have needed to complete it in career mode first. The missions do not unlock in free play until you complete them in the story mode or career mode. So whether you're encountering this job for the first time or maybe you're replaying it, I'm going to show you guys how to get this achievement fairly easily. Just keep in mind that we do need to complete this full job, as the achievement requires us to complete the sole of the shoe last. So we're going to have to clean every single other item or surface in this house first. Now, my number one tip for getting this achievement is to take out your soap nozzle and load it up with multi-purpose liquid. The sole of the shoe is actually made of stone. And if you're not familiar yet, when you use the soap nozzle, the liquid that you're using will not clean any other surfaces that are not specific to that liquid. So if we use the multi-purpose liquid to clean the shoe surface, the yellow part, we can actually spray right where the yellow and sole touch, and we can clean the yellow part all the way down to the sole without even cleaning it using the multi-purpose liquid. So the first thing I recommend doing is taking out your soap nozzle. Hopefully you have some multi-purpose liquid in stock, and just go around the base of the shoe where the sole meets the yellow part and clear it all out. If you have enough multi-purpose liquid, I recommend using on pretty much all of the yellow area. It really helps get this job done a lot faster. Also, I want to point out, don't freak out if you accidentally clean a little bit of the sole. It's completely fine if you touch it up a little bit. You just want to make sure that you do not clean the full sole before anything else. It needs to be the last item that you end up cleaning. But just know if you accidentally touch it or clean it off a little bit, it's not a big deal. You're not going to ruin your achievement, and you can simply continue forward. Honestly, the trickiest part of getting this job done is making sure that you do not miss any dirt on the yellow areas, and then also the wood trimming. You're not only going to need to get the part that's showing, but the sides of the trim as well. This is one of those missions where you're definitely going to have to use the ladder, so make sure that you take advantage of that. You can pick up the ladder using down on the D-pad, and there's a ton of different places to place the ladder around the shoe, so make sure that you get on that ladder and wash off all of the details. Even after cleaning everything off, I still had a couple spots left on these boot walls. So to finish them up, I got down here, I took out my strongest nozzle, and I just started spraying it right where the sole meets the boot wall, because sometimes some dirt gets stuck in between there. And there we go, I fully cleaned that wall. So again guys, the most important part of this achievement is making sure that you've cleaned every other item or surface on this shoe before you start cleaning the sole. If you've done this correctly, the to-do list will pop up at the end of the mission showing which items are still available. You want to make sure that the only item left on the to-do list is the sole. Once you're sure you have cleaned everything else in this mission and you only have the sole left on that list, what you want to do is take out your soap nozzle and load it up with stone liquid. The stone liquid is going to help clean the sole of the shoe super quick. We just simply need to make our way around it, spraying the whole thing. Don't forget, if you run out of liquid, to go ahead and reload it. If you happen to run out of liquid, try to buy some more if it's out of stock. Unfortunately, you're out of luck and you'll have to clean it using your regular nozzles. But as you can see, the stone liquid in the soap nozzle works perfect for cleaning off the sole. There's like some rough algae or moss on there, so you'll need to use a nozzle with a lot of pressure. If you don't have any stone liquid, you're going to have to use a pretty strong nozzle to get some of this dirt off. But again, the preferred method is to load the stone liquid into your soap nozzle and just go ahead and spray off the sole. Once you get around the full house, you should have it all cleared out, clearing out your last object or surface in this level, which is the sole. At that point, we should trigger our achievement called Soul Task for completing the sole of the shoe house last. There we go. That's going to unlock our next missable achievement called Soul Task, worth 30 gamer score. Alright, our next job that we're going to take on is going to be the skate park. The skate park does have a missable achievement, and for this one, we need to push the ball out of the bowl. This achievement is unlocked in the skate park job, and luckily you can get it pretty much at any time during the job. Doesn't really matter if you washed anything off first. Just know that if you already passed this job in career, you can load it up in free play and try it again. But basically, this achievement is for getting the ball out of the bowl. So we need to use our power washer to go ahead and push this football or soccer out of this half pipe. And this is exactly how I did it. You want to go ahead and use your strongest nozzle, which is going to be the red one. You want to crouch all the way down to prone position. That way you can try to shoot the ball with the water from the bottom. This will help launch it in the air, and after that you're going to have to support it on its way out by continuing to shoot it. Also, try to be on one side of the half pipe, that way you have some room for your ball to gain some speed on its way out. At this point, you should unlock the Watermelon Shot achievement for pushing the ball out of the bowl in the skate park. Next, we want to head over to the fire station, as we have an achievement related to cleaning the whole tower without standing on the scaffolding. This achievement is unlocked in the fire station job, and to unlock it, we have to completely clean the whole fire station, that's including the tower and the main building, without using the scaffolding. The scaffolding is this tower right here. In the game, you're able to move it around just like a ladder. It makes cleaning this tower a lot easier, but make sure that you do not touch the scaffolding, as that will disable the achievement. So it's going to be quite the challenge to clean this tower without the scaffolding. However, I'm going to show you guys all the tricks that helped me pull it off. First and foremost, you can use your ladder and your stool. The only thing is there's no places to place the ladder or the stool around this tower. You can really only use it on the main fire station building, which still is really going to help when it comes to cleaning that building, as that's part of this mission as well. Just know, in total, we're going to have to clean this main fire station and also this tower. Once we complete the full mission without using the scaffolding, we'll unlock the Tall Order achievement worth 50 gamer score. So, first things first, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to clean this tower without the scaffolding, because I think the main fire station building is fairly self-explanatory, especially if you use the ladders. Again, the only downside with this tower is we can't use the ladders on the tower. So, first and foremost, this is going to be a lot easier if you have an upgraded power washer. In this video, I'm actually using the power washer that you start off the game with, so it'll definitely be easier if you're able to purchase the Urban X U2 or the Prime Vista 3000. Or even the Prime Vista Pro. Just know it is possible with the power washer that you start off with, as that's what I used to complete this achievement. Now, you are going to need some extensions. Specifically, you want the long extension that's going to extend out your power washer. This will enable you to get a greater distance with your power washer, enabling you to spray higher. Now, I'm going to have this long extension on nearly the whole time that I'm cleaning this tower. So, that's my first tip. Make sure that you have the extension on. If you want to activate or put on the extension, you can hold X to pull up your extension menu, and make sure that you activate the long extension. Also, we're going to have to clean the inside of this tower as well. The whole thing is filled with dirt. It's pretty self-explanatory cleaning the inside, so I'm not going to focus too much time on it, as all the areas that need to be cleaned inside of the tower are pretty accessible. They aren't too tricky or anything like that. Just know you need to clean the inside of the tower. We need to clean the whole level. Some of the more advanced pressure washers in the game even have extra long extensions. But again, it's possible with the entry-level power washer with a regular extension. And basically, you can get about 75% up the tower with the distance on your power washer with that long extension. However, to clean the top 25% of the tower, we're going to need to stand out of the window and clean it from there. Luckily, you can stand outside a window, and if you duck twice and go into prone position, which means that you're laying down, you can actually take a couple steps outward, giving you the perfect angle to be able to clean the building from outside of the window. Again, you want to be laying down or in the prone position. To do this, you press crouch twice. If you do this, you'll be able to peek out of the windows or out of the edge of the building, enabling you to clean the outside. This is how I recommend cleaning the top 25% of the building. I believe there's 3 windows, so you want to make sure that you lay outside of each of them, and make sure you clean the floor outside of that window. If you need to touch it up at all, you can go back outside in front of the tower and try to reach it. If you can't reach it, you'll need to go outside of the window and touch it up from one of the windows. But my biggest tip for cleaning this tower without using the scaffolding is to lay prone outside of the windows. That way you can get an angle where you can clean from outside of the window. This will enable you to clean the higher areas without needing the scaffolding. Now, let's take a look on the other sides of the building. The left and right side of this tower are identical. So I'm just going to teach you how to clean one side, and then we're basically going to use that same method for the other side. And then I'll start talking to you about how we're going to clean the back side, as that side does not have any windows. So for the sides, what you want to do is first and foremost, make sure that you have your long extension on. As you can see, for most of this job, I used my yellow nozzle, as that one tends to be pretty powerful, but it does not spray as wide as some of the other nozzles. But it's definitely one of the strongest. This is the nozzle that I use the most in the game. Now, similar to the front side of this tower, we're going to be able to clean the bottom 75% from the floor. However, to access the top 25%, we're going to need to get to the top of the building. Similar to the method that we used on the front side, we're going to go to the top of the building and we're going to hang off the edge. You'll be able to take a step or two off of the building, enabling you to get a good angle to spray downward. From here, you want to go ahead and clean the top 25% that we missed from the bottom, helping us clean the full side of the building. The sides have 3 different sections. You have the stone section in the middle, and then you have the bricks on each side. So just make sure that you clean all of them to 100%. Again, about the bottom 75% of the tower is cleanable from the floor as long as you have a long extension with the yellow nozzle. You can even use the red extension to get a little bit higher, but unfortunately it's not as accurate. And then from the rest, we're going to go to the top of the building, lay prone, and spray the top portion. Next, I want to talk to you guys about the back of the tower, as this is probably the most complicated part. Similar to the other sides, we should be able to clean about the bottom 75% of this backside simply by spraying it from the floor. Again, you want to use the long extension with the yellow nozzle. Now, how are we going to clean the top 25% of this side? We don't have any windows. Similar to the sides of the building, we're going to go to the top and we're going to crouch down twice until we're laying prone. From there, we should be able to spray downward and clean a lot of this side of the building. I also want to point out you can drop off and just make sure that you're pressing towards the building, and you can actually land on these little edges right here, enabling you to clean a little more up close. So that's going to be another tip. On the front side and the back side of the building, you can drop down on these little stone ledges and it'll actually catch you, even though it's basically a trimming. You just have to make sure that you're pushing or walking against the wall. That way you can catch yourself on one of those edges. Aside from that, eventually we're going to get to the point where the tower is fully clean. Just make sure that you point at everything and that everything is at 100%. And then at that point, we want to start cleaning the main fire station. As you approach 100% for the mission, you should end up getting a to-do list that shows your final items you need to clean. For me, as you can see on my to-do list on the upper left-hand corner, I have one item left, and that is the office roof. So I'm going to use the ladder to get up there. I'm going to clean the last portion, and this achievement should be triggering for cleaning the full firehouse without using the scaffolding. Again, the most challenging part here was cleaning that tower. But this main fire station building is big, and it does take a while to complete this mission in full. Make sure you clean those off and you'll end up completing the mission. And assuming you completed this mission without interacting with the scaffolding or moving it, you should be unlocking the Tall Order Achievement worth 50 gamer score for completing the fire station level without using the scaffolding. At this point, I also unlocked my achievement called Raking It In worth 20 gamer score for earning 50 stars in career mode. But you may not unlock that. It depends on what levels you've completed and on whether you've completed them to 5 stars. And also, of course, our main achievement that we're going for in this video should be popping right now. There we go, Tall Order worth 50 gamer score. Less than 1% of players have this achievement. Alright guys, after you complete the firehouse job, you're going to unlock the Grandpa's old car, but also the fire truck mission. I recommend just knocking out Grandpa's old car. It's a nice and easy mission. After that, we're going to head over to the fire truck, as this is the next job that has a missable achievement. This achievement is unlocked during the fire truck job. It's definitely a missable achievement. It requires you to clean the windscreen, wind mirrors, and windows first. So, hopefully you're watching this video before you started this mission. If for some reason you already started it and maybe messed up the achievement, you can finish this mission and it will unlock in free play. You can go back to free play and try it again. But basically, when you start up the fire truck job, what we want to do is start off by cleaning all the windows, the windscreen, which is the windshield, and the wing mirrors, which are the side mirrors. So basically, we're cleaning all the windows or glass on the vehicle. So, I'm going to go ahead and start off with the side windows. And then I'm going to go ahead and move to the windshield. And after the windshield's clean, we'll clean the windows on the other side. And then we'll finish it off with the side mirrors. Now, my first recommendation for getting this job done is to take out your soap nozzle and to make sure that you're using the glass cleaner. As long as you're using the glass cleaner, it won't clean any other parts of the truck other than the glass. So just make sure you're using your soap nozzle with the glass cleaner, and you're sure to target the glass specifically. Really, the only thing that we need to clean that isn't glass here is the back of the side mirrors. The front mirror part is glass, but the back part is metal. And I don't necessarily recommend taking out the metal cleaner, as that's going to spray onto other parts of the truck and most of it's metal. So just try to get a good angle on the mirror where you're not shooting too much behind it. We're going to need to clean the arms for the mirror and also the back of the mirror. Once we've cleaned enough of it, you'll get that successful ding sound. Once both side mirrors are officially clean, we should be unlocking our achievement called I Can See Clearly Now, worth 10 gamer score, for cleaning the windows, windscreen, and wing mirrors first on the fire truck job. Next, we're going to be working on 2 achievements related to purchasing stuff. That is the Fashionista Achievement, as well as the Urban Xpert, which is basically for buying the next power washer as well as all of its attachments. To unlock this achievement, you must purchase your first power washer, which is going to be the Urban X U2, but you also need to purchase 4 of its attachments. I know this may sound self-explanatory, but it's not exactly. I'll explain why in just a moment, but first and foremost, we're going to purchase the power washer, which is the Urban X U2. It's the first one you upgrade to. It's the medium duty power washer, and that's going to cost $900. Now, I mentioned this achievement is a little confusing and not exactly self-explanatory, and that's because if you go to the equipment menu where it has all of the attachments for the power washers, you're not going to find every single attachment for this specific power washer. To do so, what you actually need to do is go to the power washers in the shop, and then you want to select the little info tab below the power washer that we're purchasing, and that's going to show us all of the extensions that are specific to this power washer, the Urban X U2. Again, in total, we're going to have 4 extensions. We have the turbo nozzle, which is $75, the short extension, which is $125, the long extension, which is $250, and the soap nozzle, which is $375. In total, you're going to need $825 for the extensions, plus the price of the power washer itself, which was $900, totaling up for $1,750 needed to be able to get this achievement. So you're definitely going to have to get some jobs done in the career mode before you have enough money to go ahead and pull this off. As you can see, this power washer is a lot better. Next, we're going to work on an achievement called Fashionista. To unlock this achievement, we must equip a new outfit, gloves, and washer modification at the same time. I know this sounds fairly simple, but it's actually a little bit complicated if you don't know where to go and you just started the game. First and foremost, you're going to need at least $125, so you probably want to try going for this achievement after you've played at least the first 2 levels. But assuming you at least have $125, what you want to do is go over to the shop right here on the upper right hand corner. You want to click clothing, and for starters, we're going to buy a pair of gloves. The cheapest gloves are $50. After that, we want to scroll down. We're going to find the suits, and you want to purchase one of the suits for $50 as well. After that, we're going to press B, go back to the main shop menu, and you want to select modifications. These are basically paint jobs for your power washer. What you want to do is find the power washer that you're using and make sure you buy a skin for it. You could buy a skin for the starter power washer, which is the Prime Vista 1500 for only $25. After that, you're going to realize your achievement isn't going to pop right away, and that's because we have to equip it. So go ahead and press what I like to call the select button, but I believe it's called the view button. It's the one with the windows on it where select used to be. This is basically your customization menu where you can equip different skins and cosmetics. Not only that, but it's your current loadout. This is how you change your power washer once you purchase additional power washers. So first and foremost, we're going to go to clothing and we're going to equip our brand new gloves and outfit. So click the clothing tab, go to outfit, and change to the outfit that you purchased. After that, go to gloves and choose the gloves that you just purchased. After that, we're going to go to current loadout, and you want to click on the lower right hand corner of the power washer tab. There's a little stripe right there, and that's what you have to press to be able to change the skin of your power washer. So go ahead and apply the skin that you purchased for $25. After that, your achievement should be popping called Fashionista, worth 10 gamer score. Now, if you have any vehicles left, go ahead and clean them off. That may include the motorbike and sidecar, the SUV, or Grandpa Miller's car. Make sure all of those are clean, and also make sure that you clean the forest cottage. None of the ones that I just listed have any achievements related to them. We want to get to the point where the only mission left is the penny farthing, which is the bike with the giant wheel. To unlock this achievement, you need to stand on the penny farthing for 10 seconds. The penny farthing job is unlocked as you progress through the career mode. It's one of the vehicle jobs. It's a bike with a massive front wheel. It's actually one of the easiest jobs to complete in the game. I think it only has about 10 parts, and it only pays $10. I've heard of this mission unlocking as soon as about 70 stars, but I've also heard about it unlocking as late as about 90 stars through the career. Just know if you're going for the full completion, you'll end up running into this job eventually. Just make sure that when you start it, that you jump on top of the bike and stand on top of it for 10 seconds. If you happen to miss this achievement already in career mode, you can load the level back up via free play and just select that level, jump on the bike for 10 seconds, and you have yourself a very easy achievement. Now, we actually have one of the hardest achievements in the game that is easily unlocked on this job. So, let's go ahead and focus on the Good Things to Come achievement. This achievement's actually worth 100 gamer score, and you get it for cleaning 95% of a job without completing any of the tasks. So basically, you cannot clean any parts or surfaces to 100%. You need to manage to get your progress percentage to 95%. You can check this on your upper left hand corner of the screen. Once it reaches 95%, as long as you haven't cleaned anything to 100% and you haven't got that ding sound, you should be unlocking your achievement called Good Things to Come, worth 100 gamer score. Now, technically you can get this on any mission, but it's definitely the easiest to do on the penny farthing job. This is an old bicycle that has a large wheel in front, and you unlock it anywhere from about 70 to 90 stars in the career. Once you unlock this vehicle job, we'll be able to clean it. There's only 9 parts in the bike, and you only get $10 for cleaning it. So, just because it only has 9 parts or things to clean, this is definitely going to be the easiest job to get this achievement. You're just gonna have to play through the career quite a bit to be able to access this job. Also, keep in mind that if you're playing in co-op, only the host will unlock the achievement. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and leave my footage right here. Basically, you wanna keep an eye out on your progress meter for each object or surface. You can see how much you cleaned of it on the upper left hand corner. It will show the object that you're pointed at or focused at and how much of it you've cleaned. So you want to get that bar depleted to nearly none, but without fully cleaning it. So I would just focus one part at a time, making sure that you can get that progress bar depleted as much as possible without fully cleaning the part, and just go around and rinse and repeat that process with each of the parts. And once you've cleaned enough of the bike, you'll reach that 95%. Hopefully without fully cleaning anything or dinging anything, and you should be unlocking one of the largest achievements in the game, worth 100 gamer score, for cleaning 95% of a job without completing any tasks. I'm gonna go ahead and leave my footage right here just in case you guys are interested in checking it out. It'll show you how I managed to clean 95% of this bike without successfully cleaning any specific object or surface. Also, Xbox Live was having some issues with the achievement notifications when I was recording this, so unfortunately my achievement didn't actually pop, but I did get it in the background. At the end, I'll show you guys that I actually got the achievement. Just know that as long as you reach 95% without successfully cleaning any specific object, you'll end up unlocking the achievement as well. Make sure you guys keep an eye out for my other video guides related to Powerwash Simulator. Alright guys, we got 94%, so I'm just going to tap a few spots, hopefully taking us to 95%. Let's try right here. We got a little left on this frame and this wheel. There we go, 95%. Again, Xbox was having some issues at the moment, so my achievement didn't actually pop with the notification. It shadow popped, but as you can see, I still got the achievement right here. Good Things to Come, worth 100 gamer score. Alright, next you're going to have to clean a recreational vehicle or RV. After you clean the RV, you should end up unlocking the fire helicopter. The fire helicopter is the next mission or job that has an achievement related to it. There's no achievement related to the RV. So, without further ado, let's dive into Live by the Blade. This achievement can be unlocked during the helicopter job. However, keep in mind, similar to a lot of the other achievements that are level specific, the achievement is missable. The achievement requires us to clean the blades of the helicopter first. So, hopefully you're watching this video before you started this job. If by any chance you've already played this level or started it and maybe you messed up the achievement, after you complete this job, it will unlock in free play mode and you can go ahead and try getting the achievement over again. Now, let's talk specifics. There are 6 rotor blades and they're big blades at the top of the helicopter. But also, keep in mind, we also have to clean off the blades on the tail. These are the tail rotor blades, and they're located at the back of the helicopter. Now, similar to other achievements that require you to clean specific things first, you can spray other objects or surfaces on the helicopter by accident. It's no big deal. Just make sure you don't actually clean anything off to 100% before we get the achievement. Again, we need to clean the top rotor blades first at the top of the helicopter. There are 6 of them, and then afterwards we're going to clean the blades at the tail of the helicopter, which are the tail rotor blades. In terms of the top ones, we're going to have to clean them from the bottom, and then we're going to have to get on top of the helicopter, either by jumping off of the stool or using the ladder. Once you get on top, you can clean the top of the blades, and they should go ahead and clear out to 100% and give you that successful ding noise. After you clean all 6 main rotor blades, we can move on to the tail. I recommend walking to the tail of the helicopter from the top. That way you can get up close to these blades and make sure you clean them off to 100%. So same thing with these tail rotor blades. We want to make sure we clean both sides of them. So I recommend walking over to one of these blades right here, spraying it from this angle, and then maybe walking behind the blades and spraying behind them. And also you can get below them and try to spray below them. After you've pretty much sprayed them from all angles, you should have successfully sprayed them to 100%. Unfortunately, at this time, Xbox Live was having some issues with achievements, so my achievement notification didn't pop. But I did in fact get the achievement. We can double check right here. Let's see, unlocked achievements, Live by the Blade for completing the helicopter blades first. After you complete the helicopter, you're going to end up unlocking your next job, which I believe is the Mayor's Mansion. That mansion does not have any achievements related to it, so just make sure you finish up the job. After you finish the Mayor's Mansion, you should end up unlocking the Carousel mission, in which this one does have a missable achievement. It's called Merrily Go Round. This achievement is unlocked during the Carousel mission, also known as the Merry-Go-Round, and we unlock this achievement by cleaning the carousel without turning it off. Now, there's a big red button on a podium located in front of the carousel, and if you press this button, it's going to stop the carousel. Now, technically to unlock this achievement, you cannot press this red button, as that would stop the carousel and it would disable the achievement, and you would have to get it in a different run at this job. Now, personally, I found it a lot easier to clean the carousel while it was spinning, because if you work smarter and not harder, you can actually use the spinning motion to help you clean the carousel a lot faster. I'm going to be showing some examples of this here in my footage. For nearly most of this job, I used the yellow nozzle. However, I do recommend using the soap nozzle if you have liquid available. So, most of the technique is going to involve just finding a spot to spray, and again, you just want to let the carousel do the work for you. So just wait till it spins a full 360, and then by that time, you can switch the position of your power washer and clean a different area. Ultimately, we are going to need to finish this full job without pressing that button. Now, if you're really having trouble cleaning this carousel to 100% while it's spinning, I think there is a back way to go ahead and cheese this achievement. I did see a comment on trueachievements.com by AJ Hedgehog saying that he was able to turn the carousel off, clean it, and then exit into a different level, maybe let's say a challenge level that you haven't done yet, and then after that you want to exit and go back into the carousel job. You're going to notice the carousel is going to start spinning again automatically, and apparently the achievement still unlocks. Personally, I can't confirm this method. I did it legit while it's spinning, but if it's really giving you motion sickness and you really want to stop the carousel, you could try that second method that I just told you about. Again, if you press that button to stop the carousel, before you clean the last few items or surfaces and get that 100%, you want to make sure you exit, go into a different level, and then go back into the carousel job where the carousel is still spinning again, and then go ahead and complete the job, and apparently your achievement should still unlock. Now, after you complete the spinning part of the carousel, obviously you're going to have to complete the still parts as well. Now, what I recommend doing is getting the scaffolding and moving it to the area that you are cleaning. You can actually move the scaffolding by walking up to it, pressing down on the D-pad to grab it, and you'll be able to put it anywhere where it turns green. For instance, I put it right here and I started cleaning the outside of the upper area. You can even clean some of the tent if you have a long enough extension. But aside from that, you want to make sure to jump on the top area and start cleaning from the top of it, as there are areas behind the top crest, and it's a little bit easier to clean the top tent if you jump on the star or the middle of the tent, because you'll be shooting downward on the tent and you have a pretty good angle where you can clean it nice and easy. Again, you want to probably have that long extension on. So yeah, that's how I recommend cleaning the top of it. Do the outside top crest from the scaffolding, and then you want to jump on top of the tent and then clean the other side of the crest and also the tent. Aside from that, that's pretty much all the tips and tricks I have for you guys when it comes to the Merrily Go Round achievement. Next, we're going to be working on the Heavy Hitter achievement, which is related to buying the third power washer in the game. To unlock this achievement, we must purchase the third most powerful power washer in the game, which is the heavy duty one. It's called the Purist 3000. Not only do we need to purchase this power washer, but we also need to purchase all 5 of its attachments. Now, keep in mind, you will not be able to purchase this power washer until you have received at least 40 stars in career mode. Once you reach those 40 stars, assuming you have enough money, you will be able to purchase this power washer. Again, it's the third power washer you get in the game, and it's the second best one. Now, even though you unlock the power washer at 40 stars, keep in mind the 5th attachment, the extra long extension, does not unlock until you get to the Clean the Mayor's Mansion mission. And that mission isn't available until around 90 stars. So ultimately, we do need around 90 stars to be able to get the power washer and all of its extensions. Now, let's talk money. The Purist 3000 is going to cost $2,000 just for the gun, but we also need to purchase all 5 attachments. The 5 attachments we need include the turbo nozzle for 120, the short extension for 200, the long extension for 400, the soap nozzle for 600, and then the extra long extension for 800. This is going to cost a total of $2,120 for the attachments, or $4,120 for the cost of the power washer and its attachments. So make sure that you have basically $4,200 saved up before you try to go ahead and purchase all of these. Now, traditionally, to purchase the extensions, you would go to the equipment tab to access them. However, in my experience, all of the extensions for your power washers do not pop up in this tab or area. To find the full list of attachments that work for your brand new power washer, what you want to actually do is go back to the main store. You're going to go to power washers, and from there we're going to select the power washer that we just purchased, which is the heavy duty Purist 3000, and then you want to click this little info tab below the gun. This is going to take you to a page where you can see all of the compatible attachments, and from here, assuming you have $4,120 available, you will be able to purchase all 5 extensions. Again, that extra long extension does not unlock until you have reached the Mayor's Mansion, which is unlocked around 90 stars. So you're going to need to have to beat nearly half of this game to get that far, as the game has a total of 190 stars in total. Also, if you're trying to figure out how to equip your brand new power washer, you have to press select, or I believe it's called the menu button now, and that's going to pop up your current loadout. From here, you can select your power washer and change it to your brand new one. At this point, the only missions that I had available were the Treehouse mission and the Temple mission. Both of these have missable achievements. We're going to start off with the Treehouse and the Lantern Hunter achievement. This achievement is unlocked on the Treehouse job. We can unlock it by cleaning all of the lanterns first. So if by any chance you've already started the mission and maybe already cleaned an object or surface to 100%, you will have to go ahead and complete this mission to unlock it in free play to go ahead and try it over again. But hopefully you're watching this video before you're diving into the mission for the first time. If so, we're going to start off by cleaning the 12 lanterns first. Again, if you messed this achievement up for yourself already, you can go back and play in free play, but just know it's not going to be available in free play until you complete the level during the career mode. Now, let's talk about the achievement. What do these lanterns look like? Well, the first 2 lanterns are located in front of the entrance steps. They're located right here. There's 2 of them. To clean a lantern to 100%, we are going to have to spray all 4 sides of it. Now, first thing we want to do is highlight all of the lanterns. We can do this by pressing start. We want to find lanterns on the list, and we want to press A. That's going to make it turn orange, and at this point, all the lantern objects are going to glow. So, slowly but surely in the next 5 minutes, we're going to go ahead and clean all 12 lanterns to 100%. Just make sure that you clean them until you get that successful ding sound. After that, you can go ahead and move on to the next one. Our first 2 lanterns are going to be located at the staircase that you start off at. I believe it's the entrance to the treehouse. There's also a lantern over here at the bottom of the spiral staircase. After that, we're going to go upstairs because there's several lanterns hanging from the house, so we want to make sure to go up and clean those off as well. Again, make sure you spray them until you get the successful ding sound. You can track how much of it you've cleaned in the upper left-hand corner. But most of these lanterns are going to be located around the house. They're hanging from the edge of the roof. So as long as you got the front 2 and then the one at the bottom of the spiral staircase, all you got to do is get the rest of the lanterns that are located around the house. After we get all of the lanterns around the house, there's one last lantern hanging from a tree. It's located on the second platform next to a table. So make sure that you get that one, and that's going to be the last one, and that should trigger your Lantern Hunter achievement worth 10 gamer score. That's going to be all of them. Go ahead and follow along with the footage if you need to. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and end the commentary right here as no more commentary is needed. But make sure you guys keep an eye out on the channel because I am releasing achievement guide videos for every single achievement in Powerwash Simulator. And there we go, that's our achievement right there, Lantern Hunter worth 10 gamer score. After that, we're going to head over to the temple job as we have an achievement on this one called Gnome Sweet Gnome. This achievement is unlocked in the temple level. It looks like a really tall house. You get access to this job about halfway through the game, and to unlock this achievement, we need to make sure that the gnome remains on the top of the tower or roof by the time you complete the job. As you can see, we have a gnome at the very top, and by the time you complete this job, this gnome still needs to be there. So technically, this achievement would require you to be very careful up there, making sure that you do not knock the gnome off of the roof, or the achievement implies that you would have to start it over again.
Huh?
So they're really putting the pressure on you to make sure you do not knock this gnome off of the roof. Luckily, there's a really easy trick. Hopefully they don't end up patching it. But if you close your game and reload the level, or go into a different level and then go back into this job, you'll find that once you reload the level, the gnome will be back where it's supposed to be on the top of the roof. Now, just in case they do patch it, I want to explain how you would technically need to get this if that method didn't work, and you would need to use your soap nozzle. So what you would need to do is change it to the soap nozzle, and you would need to use the liquid that applies to this surface right here, which is going to be wood. So you would use the wood cleaner with the soap nozzle to be able to clean around the gnome without knocking him off. Anything more powerful, if you use any other nozzles and it touches the gnome will fall. I also want to point out that if you jump on this beam that the gnome is on, that could also rattle the gnome and cause him to fall as well. So you just want to be very careful when you're around the gnome using the soap nozzle. But this is technically how you would solve it if they do end up patching it. But assuming they don't, this is how you do it the easy way. So really what you need to do is get to the end of the level, pretty much clean everything. Once your to-do list pops up with your last 3 items to clean, what you want to do is go ahead and exit the level and then load back in. You can do that by either closing the game and loading it back up, or loading up a different job and then going back into this one. After that, your gnome will be back on top, and you can finish cleaning the last few items. Just make sure that you clean all the items on the top and that those aren't your last few items, because you don't want the last item you need to clean to be right below the gnome. So maybe leave 2 or 3 items at the bottom of the house that you haven't cleaned. Save those for later for your last few items. Other than that, go ahead and clean the whole house, and again, you'll just reload the level right before the end, and you'll just clean your last few items, and the gnome will be right there back on top. After you clean your final object or surface to 100%, you'll get that successful ding sound, and once you have 100% for the level and the gnome is still up there, your achievement should pop called Gnome Sweet Home for ensuring the gnome is on the tower roof once the job is complete in the temple. And now you can finally give this gnome what it deserves. Alright, so the next job we're going to be working on is the drill job. We do have a missable achievement on this one. It's called Head First. This achievement is unlocked on the drill mission, and to unlock it, we need to clean the drill and the drill head first. The drill head or tip is right here. It's the very end or tip of the drill. As you can see, it's its separate part, but also we need to clean the part right behind it, which is the drill itself. It has the spiral carving on it. So we're basically cleaning the pointy part of this drill. So just focus on cleaning the cone part and then the tip at the end, After we fully clean both of those parts to 100%, we'll end up unlocking our achievement worth 10 gamer score for cleaning the tip in the head of the drill first. You definitely want to make sure you spray it from all angles. You want to get it from the left side, the right side, but you also want to crouch down, maybe even go all the way down to prone so that you can clean the bottom of the drill as well. If you find that you're not able to clean it to 100%, you probably have some dirt missing somewhere. To go ahead and highlight all of the dirt that you're missing, you may know this by now, but you can press right on the D-pad and all of the dirt that's remaining is going to glow orange. So use the show dirt mechanic to help you find any missing dirt. Aside from that, the dirt on this drill head is a bit rough, so in some cases you're going to need to use a strong nozzle to get some of it off. But most important thing is that you're spraying it from different angles, so that way you can get into the spiral portion and get all of the dirt inside the spiral. I also want to point out, technically this achievement is missable. If for some reason maybe you already started this drill job and you messed up the achievement by not cleaning the tip and drill head first, what you would need to do is go ahead and complete this job to unlock it in free play. Once it's unlocked in free play, you can replay the mission and you can try to get the achievement over again. Just keep in mind, you have to progress the story quite a bit to be able to unlock this job. Also, I'm not sure if they're going to end up updating this, but it appears that if you're playing co-op, the achievements only unlock for the host and not for the co-op partner. So if you're playing in co-op and you're trying to achievement hunt along the way, make sure you keep that in mind. Now it appears I've cleared off most of the dirt off of this, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to the red nozzle. It's the most powerful one, and I'll try to get the last bit of dirt that appears to be stuck. After you clean that final piece of dirt, you'll get that successful ding sound, cleaning it to 100%, and hopefully if you did it correct, you should be unlocking your achievement worth 10 gamer score. Alright, by this time you should unlock the washroom job, which is basically a bathroom, and we do have a missable achievement on this one called Delaying the Inevitable. And to unlock this achievement, we must complete the toilets last. This achievement is worth 30 gamer score and it's definitely missable. If by any chance you already started the job and maybe already cleaned the toilets, you will have to retry this in free play. To unlock this mission in free play, you need to complete it in career first. But again, hopefully you're watching this before you started this job. If so, I'm going to show you guys how to get this achievement nice and easy. I know it may sound self-explanatory, but it's a little more complicated than it sounds because the toilet has 3 different parts. And looking at this achievement, you may not know which parts are related to the achievement. So, in total, we have 4 toilets. They each have 3 parts. We're going to need to clean the 4 toilets, the 4 toilet lids, and the 4 toilet seats. Of course, we want to wait to clean the toilets until we've cleaned every single object or surface in this level. To ensure you do this correctly, you want to make sure that the last 3 items on your to-do list are the 4 toilets, the 4 toilet lids, and the 4 toilet seats. Keep in mind that you can press start and see the list of items that you need to clean, and that's how you can kind of track down the different ones that you have left minus the toilets. You can even press one of the items on the list and it will glow inside of the level, helping you easily track down what's left. Now, really the hardest part of this achievement is cleaning the bathroom or washroom, as it's very dirty and it takes a while to complete this mission. My main tip for cleaning this job quickly is to use the multi-purpose liquid. Of course, this is a limited supply, so you'll only be able to use it so much. You could try to go purchase more from the store after, however, eventually the store will run out of stock as well. But the multi-purpose liquid will clean nearly everything in this bathroom except for a couple wooden parts. So I highly recommend using all of the multi-purpose liquid that you can, and for the rest of it, you're going to have to clean it with the nozzle. I usually recommend the yellow nozzle. Now, if you accidentally clean part of the toilet, it's no big deal. You just have to make sure you don't clean any of the toilet parts to 100%. So when you're trying to clean the wall behind the toilet or the floor around the toilet, it's completely fine to spray the toilet a little bit. That's not going to disable the achievement. Again, just make sure you don't clean anything toilet related to the 100%. Eventually, you're going to get to about 99% and your to-do list should pop up on the upper left-hand corner with the last 3 items remaining. Again, that should be the 4 toilets, the 4 toilet lids, and the 4 toilet seats. Once you get this on your to-do list, you know you're good to go. You can press start and check the list of items just to make sure nothing else needs to be cleaned. But if that to-do list popped up, you're good to go because it shows the last 3 items remaining. And if they're all toilet related, then we're good to go on this achievement. So we can go ahead and start cleaning the toilets last. Again, you're going to need to clean the toilet lid, and the toilet seat. After you clean all 4, you'll be unlocking your achievement called Delaying the Inevitable, worth 30 gamer score, for completing the toilets last in the washroom. After you complete the washroom/bathroom, we're going to be heading over to the Helter Skelter job, which is part of the fairgrounds, because we have a missable achievement on this one called Shine Bright. This achievement is worth 10 gamer score, and you can unlock it on the Helter Skelter job. This job or mission is unlocked about 60 to 70% through the career mode, so you're going to have to play quite a while to be able to unlock it. To unlock the achievement, we must complete all of the objects that have light bulbs before anything else. So this achievement is definitely missable. If for some reason you already started the level and maybe you already cleaned an object or surface to 100% that does not have a light bulb, unfortunately, to replay the level, you will need to complete the mission to unlock it in free play to try again. But hopefully you're watching this video before you started on the Helter Skelter job. If so, I'm going to show you guys how to unlock this achievement. Now, there's 3 different parts in this level that have light bulbs, starting off with the sign. The sign is right in front of the attraction. We're going to start off by cleaning off this sign. We only need to clean the banner portion of the sign and not the poles, so make sure that you do not clean the side poles. After we clean the sign to 100%, we can go ahead and move on to our next object. Now, you may be wondering, how did I make that sign glow? If you haven't figured it out yet, you can press start and you can press A on any of the items in the cleaning list, and it will go ahead and have that item glow once you select it. So I had pressed start, I went ahead and pressed A on the sign, and it made the sign glow. This feature helps you track which objects are which. Now, after we clean the sign, we're going to press start and we're going to select the channel lights. There's actually 16 of them. So just press A and it's going to turn it to orange, and all of the channel lights are going to start glowing. All of these channel lights that are glowing are the ones that we need to clean to 100%. Again, we need to make sure we don't accidentally clean anything to 100% that's not related to this achievement. We're going to start off with the sign, and then next is the channel lights. This is the most time-consuming part, in my opinion. We need to go and clean all 16 of these lights. These are located around the middle of the tower, and to clean them fully to 100%, we are going to have to spray them from different angles. I recommend starting off by rotating around the tower and cleaning the channel lights from the bottom. You're going to want to use an extension on your power washer so that you can reach higher. Hopefully you have an upgraded power washer by now so you can spray a good distance. This will help you spray nearly all of the channel light bars from the bottom. Just keep in mind that we're also going to need to spray each of these from the top. To do that, we'll go ahead and climb up the slide and try to spray each channel light from the top. This can take a little bit of time, and it's a little bit meticulous in terms of spraying each of those light bulbs from each angle. Again, if you're having trouble cleaning any of the channel lights to 100%, you can press right on the D-pad, and that's going to show you all the dirt remaining. Now, after you finally clean all 16 channel lights, our last object or surface that includes light bulbs is the top ring frame. So, now that we've finished cleaning all 16 channel lights, again, those are the vertical light bars on the tower. After that, similar to the other 2 items, we can press start. Make sure that you select the top ring frame, and it's going to have this area start to glow. This is the area attached to the top of the slide. We basically need to clean the bottom of the walkway. This is a pretty big part, so you definitely want to make sure you press start and highlight it so you know which parts to clean, because the last thing you want to do is mess up the achievement cleaning the wrong part. So again, my biggest tip here is to select it on the list so it glows so you know which parts to clean exactly. After you fully clean the top ring frame, you should be unlocking your achievement called Shine Bright for completing all of the objects that have light bulbs before anything else on the Helter Skelter job. Next, we're going to start up the private jet job, as we have a missable achievement on this job called Suspicious Modifications. This achievement is unlocked during the private jet mission, and to unlock this one, we must clean the laser and anti-gravity parts first. The private jet mission or job is unlocked in the second half of the career. Specifically, I believe it unlocks after completing the Helter Skelter job. Now, this is definitely a missable achievement because it requires us to clean certain parts first in this mission. So if we head over to this private jet job, the first tip that I have for you is press start and go to the item list. You can select the item that you want to clean, and it's going to have it glow during the game. This really helps with distinguishing what is included in a part, because it's going to glow and it's going to show you every single piece of the part that you need to clean. For example, we're going to start off by cleaning the laser. So I'm going to go ahead and select the laser on this list, and it will highlight it in the level so I know exactly what to clean first. Now, hopefully you're watching this video guide before you went ahead and started this mission. If by any chance you already started the mission and maybe messed the achievement up for yourself by maybe already cleaning another part or surface to 100%, before the laser or anti-gravity parts, what you'll need to do is finish this mission to unlock it in free play, And once you unlock it in free play, you can try getting the achievement over again. Just keep in mind, once you unlock it in free play, it's on its own special tab. You need to go to the vehicle list and then go to the tab for air vehicles and you'll find it. Again, you will not be able to play it in free play until you complete the mission in career. Also, it appears achievements only unlock for the host if you're playing co-op, so just keep that in mind. If you're going to play this with somebody, only the main player or host will unlock the achievements. Hopefully they'll end up making an update where the achievements unlock for all co-op players. Anyhow, I just finished cleaning the laser. The laser is pretty self-explanatory. It's right on the bottom of the jet. It's pretty hard to miss. Just make sure that you're cleaning the laser and not the laser mount. The laser mount are the arms that are holding the laser to the plane. You want to make sure you do not clean those, as those are not a part of the achievement, just the laser itself. The laser also has a wire that's coming from the back of it going into the bottom of the plane. That wire is a part of the laser. Just make sure you don't clean the arms or bracket that's holding the laser to the plane. Alright, next thing we need to clean is the anti-gravity parts. There's actually 2 parts on each wing. We have the anti-gravity boosters under each wing, and then we have the anti-gravity panels over each wing. What you want to do is clean these gravity boosters to 100%. After you clean one, go ahead and clean the other on the opposite wing. And after we clean both of these anti-gravity boosters to 100%, we can go ahead and get the ladder out and climb to the top of the jet. And there's going to be 2 anti-gravity panels directly on top of the boosters, just on the other side of the wing. So go ahead and jump on the top of the plane. You can either jump from the van on top of the wing or grab yourself a ladder. And we're simply going to start spraying these right here. These are the anti-gravity panels. Again, there's one on top of each wing. After we clean these 2 anti-gravity panels, we should have cleaned all 3 parts related to this achievement, which again are the anti-gravity boosters, the anti-gravity panels, and the laser. After you clean all of those parts to 100%, assuming you didn't clean anything else to 100%, you should be unlocking your achievement called Suspicious Modifications, worth 10 gamer score, for cleaning the laser and anti-gravity parts first on the private jet mission. Alright, so the next job we're going to start is cleaning the monster truck, as we have a missable achievement on this one called Tyresome. This achievement is unlocked on the Clean the Monster Truck job. This job is unlocked in the second half of the career mode. Personally, I unlocked it after getting about 140 stars. And once you've unlocked this job, what we need to do is start it up and clean the tires first. So technically this is a missable achievement. If by any chance you already started the mission and already cleaned some other stuff, or maybe you completed it, you will be able to redo this achievement or retry it in free play mode. Just keep in mind, to unlock the job in free play mode, you do need to complete it in career first. But hopefully you're watching this video before you actually started the job. If so, we're gonna get the achievement nice and easy here. First recommendation is pressing start, find tires on the list. Once you select tires on the list, all of the tires are going to start to glow, basically helping us distinguish what to spray and what not to spray. You're going to realize that the inner and outer rims are not included in this achievement, purely the rubber part of the tire, the black part. I want to point out that if you accidentally spray any other parts or surfaces, it's not a big deal. It will not ruin the achievement as long as you didn't clean anything to 100% besides the tires. So you could spray stuff a little bit that isn't related to the achievement, just make sure you don't clean it to 100%. Also, I want to point out, if you're playing co-op, the achievements only unlock for the host. So I'm going to recommend doing this solo, but hopefully they end up patching it so both co-op partners can get the achievements. Anyhow, my number 1 recommendation for this job is using the soap nozzle with the multi-purpose liquid. Most of the parts on this truck are metal, except for the rubber tires. The rubber tires are going to need multi-purpose liquid. So, if you take out your soap nozzle and use the multi-purpose liquid on the tires, it's going to take all the dirt off of the tires, but it's not going to take the dirt off of any other parts, as all of the other parts are metal. So, I recommend using all of your multi-purpose liquid to clean these tires. Once you run out of multi-purpose liquid, you will need to transition to a regular nozzle. I recommend using the yellow one. You want to make sure to try to shoot the tires from different angles so that you can get in the cracks of the tread. I recommend crouching down to spray the bottom of the tread, and I recommend jumping on top of the tire to spray the top of the tread. If you're having trouble spraying these tires to 100%, always keep in mind you can press right on the D-pad to show dirt. This will have any remaining dirt glow orange, making it really easy to spot and clean up. And once you're finally done cleaning all 4 tires to 100%, assuming you didn't clean anything else to 100%, you should be unlocking your achievement called Tyresome, worth 10 gamer score. After you get your 5 stars on the monster truck and you get your achievement, we want to dive into the Ferris wheel job. This is another one that's at the fairgrounds, and we have a missable achievement called Best Buds, worth 20 gamer score. This achievement is unlocked during the Ferris wheel job, which is towards the end of the game. Keep in mind that if you already passed this level without getting the achievement, you can load it back up in free play mode. Just know it's not going to be available in free play mode until you've completed it in career. Hopefully you're just watching this video before you've actually played the Ferris wheel level. You can technically get it at any time during the level, but might as well knock out the achievement right away. Now, this achievement is for riding on the Ferris wheel with a gnome. The gnome is located on the top of the Helter Skelter Tower, so we're going to have to go ahead and walk up the slide all the way to the top. We're going to grab the gnome using down on the D-pad, and we need to take him on one of the Ferris wheel carts. Next, we need to take the gnome with us to the Ferris wheel ride. We're going to jump on one of these pods right here, and all you got to do is set the gnome down in the pod or cart, whatever you want to call it. And what we need to do is go for a full ride or circle around the Ferris wheel. Once we get back to the bottom, our achievement should be popping, called Best Buds, worth 20 gamer score, for riding the Ferris wheel with the gnome. Alright, by this time, you should have the subway platform job available. We're going to go ahead and start that up because we have a missable achievement on this job called Blast from the Past, worth 10 gamer score. This achievement can be unlocked during the subway platform job. This job is unlocked towards the end of the game, and the achievement requires us to complete the advertising boards first. There's a total of 8 advertising boards to clean during this job, and we have to clean all 8 advertising boards first. So, hopefully you're watching this video before you started this job. If by any chance you already started the job and maybe already claimed something and maybe messed up the achievement, you can retry going for the achievement via free play. Just know the mission isn't going to unlock in free play until you complete it in career. And unfortunately right now there's no retry level feature, so that's the way you're going to have to do it if you mess it up. But hopefully you're watching this video before you started this mission. If so, what you want to do is press start, and you want to select the advertising boards off of the list. This feature is going to make all 8 advertising boards glow, so we'll know exactly what we need to clean. And one by one, we're going to go through all 8 advertising boards and simply wash them off to a 100% until we get that successful ding for all 8 boards. Personally, I went ahead and used an extension with the yellow nozzle. Having that extra long extension is going to give you a wider spread, and on top of that, the yellow nozzle is strong enough to clean it. So, go ahead and clean it like that, or however you'd like. Once you clean all 8 advertising boards, you should be unlocking your achievement called Blast from the Past, worth 10 gamer score, for completing all of the advertising boards first on the subway platform job. After you complete the subway platform as well as its achievement, we're going to unlock the Fortune Teller's Caravan, and we actually have a missable achievement we can get here, or really on any of the fairground levels. But personally, I went ahead and got it on the Fortune Teller's Caravan. This achievement is unlocked on any of the fairground levels. That includes the Ferris wheel job, the carousel job, the fortune teller job, and the Helter Skelter job. You can unlock this achievement on any of those. Now, right behind the Ferris wheel, there's a little white shack with a red and blue top. There's actually 5 coconuts lined up right there. All we have to do is change it to our red nozzle and shoot all 5 coconuts that are lined up. After you shoot all of them off, we'll end up unlocking the Coconut Dodge achievement, worth 10 gamer score, for knocking over all the coconuts at the fairground. Keep in mind, if you missed out on this achievement, there's plenty of chances to get it, but ultimately if you need to, you can go back and replay any of the fairground levels via free play. And that's a nice and quick breakdown for this achievement, everything you guys need to know. Alright, next we want to head over to the Ancient Statue job, as we have a missable achievement on this one called Bucket List. It's nearly at the end of the game, and to unlock this one, we need to knock over all of the buckets in the level. There's going to be 4 buckets in total. I got a short and sweet video for you guys. I'm going to show you guys all 4 buckets fairly quickly. Just know that if you ended up passing this level without getting the achievement, you can replay it in free play mode. Just know it's not going to be available in free play mode until you complete it in career. But hopefully you're watching this video before you're playing the level for the first time. If so, just follow along with the video and I'm going to show you where all 4 buckets are located at. By the time we shoot the 4th bucket, we'll end up unlocking our achievement called Bucket List worth 10 gamer score for knocking over all 4 buckets during the Ancient Statue job. Now, our first bucket's located pretty much straight ahead. It's going to be on our left-hand side under a tent right after the RV. Personally, I went behind the tent to shoot it from behind. That way the bucket didn't get stuck anywhere, because you want to make sure that you knock the bucket over when you shoot it. Now, for the second bucket, if we continue forward just a little bit, we're going to find another bucket here on the left, next to the scaffolding under a tent, so go ahead and shoot that one as well. I'm shooting the buckets with my red nozzle as that is the strongest one. I recommend doing the same thing. Now that we got 2 of the 4 buckets needed for the achievement, we're going to make our way up here, and we're going to find another bucket under a tent on the right hand side. And oddly enough, after shooting this one, I ended up unlocking my achievement, but just in case they end up patching it, I'm going to show you guys where the 4th bucket is located at. It's actually located right up here, behind the statue's head. So if your achievement hasn't popped quite yet, go ahead and shoot this 4th bucket and it should go ahead and pop. That's going to be the bucket list achievement worth 10 gamer score for knocking over all 4 buckets during the statue job. Alright, we have progressed far enough in the game where we should have enough money to go ahead and purchase the most powerful power washer, unlocking the unlimited power wash achievement. This achievement is worth 50 gamer score. You should be getting it near the end of the career mode, and it's unlocked by purchasing the most powerful power washer, which is going to be the Prime Vista Pro. Not only that, but we need to purchase all 6 of its attachments. Keep in mind, even if you save your money, the 6th attachment does not unlock for this power washer until you reach 165 stars earned from the career. Now, the power washer costs $5,000, and all 6 attachments in total are going to cost about another $5,600. So in total, you're going to need about $10,600 to be able to purchase this power washer and all 6 attachments for it. I found out this the hard way when I first tried to unlock this achievement. I had enough to purchase the power washer as well as 5 of the attachments, but I didn't have quite enough money for that last attachment, which is the triple tip nozzle. That one's a pricey $2,400 just for the attachment, but it is the best attachment in the game. Also, the game has an issue or glitch where you cannot access all these different attachments from the equipment menu. Traditionally, you should be able to go to equipment and find all of the attachments. However, when it comes to these achievements, I had issues finding all of the attachments under this tab. What you can actually do is you can go to the power washers in the store, and then what you want to do next is press info. When you press info for that specific power washer, it's going to show you all of the attachments for that specific washer. So you want to make sure that after you purchase the power washer, you click info, you're going to see a list of the attachments, and assuming you have enough money, again, $10,600 will do it. You'll be able to purchase your power washer as well as all of the attachments. Just keep in mind that 6th attachment does not unlock until you have 165 stars in career mode. So you're not going to be able to unlock this till nearly at the end of the career mode, as career only has a total of 190 stars. But once you purchase this power washer as well as that triple tip nozzle, it'll definitely help get the last few missions done a lot faster. Alright, next we need to clean the stunt plane. We have no achievements related to that, so I'm going to go ahead and skip over to the Ancient Monument job. Once you start the Ancient Monument job, we do have a missable achievement on this one called Delicate Excavation. This achievement can be unlocked during the Ancient Monument job, not to be confused with the Ancient Statue job. The Ancient Statue is the statue of the man, and the Ancient Monument is the statue of the hand. It's nearly one of the last missions that you get in the career mode, so you're going to have to play quite a bit to be able to unlock it. And to unlock this achievement, we must clean the whole ancient statue using only the white nozzle. And again, when the achievement refers to ancient statue, we're not talking about the statue of the man, we're talking about the statue of the hand. Now, the reason that it's going to be difficult to clean this with the white nozzle is the white nozzle is the least powerful. It does have the widest spread, but it's the least powerful. So, one thing you want to do to help get this achievement is make sure that you have purchased the strongest power washer. By this point, you should be really far into the game, and with that being said, you should have enough money to be able to upgrade to the most powerful washer. If by any chance you have already messed this achievement up, maybe by using a different nozzle, you will have to replay the mission via free play. Just know that you will not unlock the mission in free play until you complete it in career mode. But hopefully you're watching this video before you got started on this achievement. If so, just make sure you change the white nozzle right away. You want to make sure that you're using the most powerful power washer, and on top of that, I recommend adding an extension because that's just going to make it that much more powerful, but also still giving you a decent spread. Now, it is going to take about 30 to 45 minutes to go ahead and clean this hand statue to 100% using this nozzle, so I'm not going to be commentating through this whole video. However, I will go ahead and include my footage just in case you guys are interested in checking it out. For the most part, it's fairly self-explanatory. If you run into a situation where you're not able to clean something to 100%, you want to make sure that you're spraying into the cracks and also into the corners where the different sections of the stone meet. If you find yourself nearly completing an object but you're still missing some dirt somewhere, always keep in mind you can press right on the D-pad to show your dirt, or you could press start and see a list of items, and that'll show you the list of items that you still have. We are going to have to clean this hand statue from nearly every angle. We want to clean it from the top, from the sides, from the front, and you could even get inside of the hand and start spraying the inside of the fingers. So yeah, in the rest of this video, I'm going to be cleaning this hand to 100% using the white nozzle. Obviously, you want to do the same thing, assuming you want that achievement. At this point, I think I've given you guys all the tips and tricks that you guys need to get the achievement. Again, this is one of the more self-explanatory ones, but I did promise to cover every single achievement in Powerwash Simulator. A matter of fact, make sure you guys stay tuned in with the channel as I upload video guides for every other achievement in the game. Aside from that, I'm going to go ahead and end the commentary right here as no more commentary is needed. But as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe. Alright guys, after you get your 5 stars on the ancient monument as well as that achievement, what we want to do is go ahead and start up the fishing boat job. We do have a missable achievement on this job called All Hands on Deck. This achievement is unlocked on the fishing boat job. This is one of the last jobs that you're going to get in the career mode, so it's nearly at the end of the game. And as with most jobs, this level does have a missable achievement, and that is for cleaning all of the boat decks. Specifically, the achievement says that you need to clean the decks and steps first. The thing is that there's like 3 different decks on this boat. So in this video, I'm going to specify exactly what you guys need to clean. We actually need to clean 3 different areas for this achievement. One is called the bow, one is called the main deck, and then we also need to clean the 2 steps. Keep in mind that if you already messed up this achievement, maybe you had already started it before you watched this video, you can go ahead and retry the mission in free play once you have completed it. Now, my number 1 tip is pressing start and finding these items on the list one by one, and that will have the item or surface glow during the level, helping us distinguish what to spray and what not to spray. Now, real quick, I'm going to go ahead and select the bow. I'm going to show you guys how to use this feature to show you what to clean. The bow is that area right there, and next we can press start and we want to look for main deck. It's actually right under bow on the list. And this glowing area is going to be the main deck. The last area that we need to clean for the achievement is going to be the steps or stairs in between the bow and the main deck. There's one on each side of the boat, so we'll need to clean both staircases. But personally, I saved those for last. I went ahead and started off by cleaning the main deck. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by cleaning the main deck. Also keep in mind, similar to other achievements like this in the game, you can accidentally spray other objects or surfaces. You just need to make sure you don't clean anything else to 100% before you get that achievement. Again, if you happen to clean something else before you got started on this achievement, you can go ahead and retry it in free play mode. But yeah, one last time for you guys, make sure you clean the bow, the main deck, and the 2 steps or stairs. After you clean all of those, you'll end up unlocking your achievement called All Hands on Deck, worth 10 gamer score, for cleaning the decks and steps first on the fishing boat job. Also, make sure you guys stay tuned in with the channel as I'm releasing video guides for every single achievement in Powerwash Simulator. Alright, at this point we only have 2 more missions left. We need to clean the recreational vehicle again. This time it's going to turn into a UFO. And then our final mission is going to be the Lost City Palace. This one takes a while to complete, but as long as you have your triple nozzle, it should be a lot easier. Once you complete it, you're going to complete career mode, unlocking the It Was Foretold achievement for 100 gamer score for completing the whole career mode. You should also have unlocked all of the level progression related achievements along the way, for instance, getting 150 stars, so on and so forth. Alright guys, now that we've completed the career mode, at this point the only achievements that we should have left are going to be related to challenge mode. We do need to get 5 gold medals in challenge mode to be able to unlock the Going for Gold achievement. Personally, I found that the vehicle challenges were a lot easier than the actual location challenges, as the locations take a lot more time to complete. It's definitely going to take some practice, but maybe with the help of the following clips, you'll be able to complete it a lot faster. I'm going to show you guys how I got a gold medal in these 5 challenges. Aside from that, I'm going to be ending the commentary right here for this video. If you guys tuned in all the way up until right now, I truly appreciate it, and hopefully you guys got your full 1000G out of 1000G. As always, I'd like to give a huge thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers. We just hit 12 patrons. I'd like to give a special shout out to everybody in the biggest fan club, including TimG84, Kegger101, Kana25, and GamerTagNation.com. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe.